Joe, what do you think? We didn't get to talk about the last F1 race immediately, like last Monday. So I wanted your opinion. Verstappen versus Hamilton in that fateful corner. Racing incident. Verstappen's an idiot, or Hamilton should have been more aggressive and closed the gap a little bit more. What do you think?
I think it's no one's fault, to be honest.
Yeah?
Because it's a racing incident, yeah. Because it's a race. There's always going to be a lot of accidents.
I have a slightly different take, honestly. Verstappen is young and he's like very aggressive, which is good, right? Like that's why he's performing so well. But it's really interesting. Whenever he's in traffic, he seems to have more problems than a lot of other drivers, right?
Yeah.
And my thinking is that he is actually not mature enough to read how to handle a situation and choose the best outcome for his survivability given any situation, right? So Hamilton actually, I think, baited him. I have a very different take, okay? So if you look, right, in the same exact scenario, Hamilton would see that opening, but Hamilton would hop on the brakes and duck behind him, And yes, he loses the position, but he knows he's going to be able to make it up in another location in the track, right?
Yeah.
I think Hamilton knows that Verstappen doesn't have the maturity to see that open opportunity and not go for it, right?
Yeah. Like, remember I think it's no one's fault?
Yeah.
Because it's a incident, but I definitely think that on top of that, Verstappen has more blame on it because he's not backing down.
Yeah.
And for a previous race of pure Hungarian and what else is there? There's so many times Imola, Bahrain, Hamilton is always looking for a long turn.
Yeah.
Of fighting the long term, and that's how Hamilton get to this point where he doesn't have to change engines, he doesn't have to change gearbox, and he doesn't have any penalties. And Verstappen, on the other hand, is just going for it all the time.
Yeah.
And during the Britain Silverstone race, Hamilton finally think that I'm not gonna back down again.
Of course, he can't. It's Silverstone,
Yeah, and then that's how he got the race win.
Yeah.
So you can see the progression of Hamilton's mindset. Of the first lap, he doesn't back down, and the last lap, where he take on Charles Leclerc on the same corner, on the same apex, and same result, but Charles Leclerc doesn't crash. They didn't crash.
Yeah,
and Hamilton just win the race.
Yeah.
So you can see that Hamilton doesn't want to. He doesn't care about outcome that much anymore. He just want to win the race because people think that he's very soft.
Yeah.
And after Silverstone, there comes what Spa. Spa is just not like a race. Then the next one is the Monza. And I think that same situations where Hamilton doesn't want to back down because he doesn't want to yell because he think that I have enough of you. Yeah, and then ultimately they collide. But remember when if you see the first lap of Monza, same situations, but I think it's turn 4 where Hamilton take the outside.
Yeah.
And then Verstappen squeezing in the inside, turn 5.
Right.
And then Hamilton didn't go for the turn. He just basically take a runoff area.
Yeah, exactly. And that's, to me, like, that's why I think that Hamilton on some level baited Verstappen, right?
Yeah.
Because he knows that Verstappen doesn't have the maturity to back down in a situation like that.
Yeah.
And he doesn't want, he's so like not thinking about the long game where like, okay, if I do take that shortcut, right? Like that cuts the corner, I'm going to have to get behind him anyways, right? So what Hamilton did was present him, I feel, with a no-win situation. Either you go for it here, you risk crashing, you know, you don't go for it here, you have to back off and brake behind me, or you go to the kind of the split in the corner, and you're, by just virtue of the rules, you're going to have to get behind me, right? Verstappen, being the guy who's always going to go for it, is going to go for that corner. And I think Hamilton's goal on some level was to get him to make an error that took him out of the race. That's me, you know, but I'm thinking,
that's the mindset, that's the mind game of...
Thank you.
They're basically been playing a mind game because Red Bull and Mercedes, they are so close this year. And who's going to come up the top? Whoever who's playing the mind game, who is more mature, is going to come up the top.
Right? And so Hamilton on some level, I feel he doesn't need to prove that he needs to win another championship, right? So if ultimately, like every single time Verstappen makes a mistake and takes him out, then like, okay, so what? Verstappen is taking himself out in the process.
Exactly. I just think that Hamilton, well, obviously Hamilton is 7-time world champion, so this is the reason why he got so many wins, right?
Exactly.
Is his mental, because I remember Hamilton when he was young. He is a little bit like Verstappen, like this, very aggressive. But when the time goes by, the experience develop so much that he knows how to protect himself in the long run, and then he knows how to back down and then fight another day.
I still maintain I don't like Verstappen. Like, I really don't, you know? Like, he drives in such a way that he doesn't acknowledge that other people are on the course around him, you know? You see it in some of his line decisions where it's like, okay, there is the racing line, there's the defensive line, and there's the I'm giving you a middle finger basically in every corner line.
Like the F line.
Like, remember there was that one corner, it was like this. It was like this kind of S shape, right? And the racing line, you know, is very straightforward. It's like that. You know? The defensive line is a little further out. You see? Like that. And then you have to cut in narrower on the exit over here, right? But Verstappen takes the total, like, FU line through the whole thing, you know? And so, like, he takes that bottom line, and look at the difference, even between the defensive line and his line, you know?
He wants to be... It's not like it's not like he wants to take people out, but it's just dangerous, you know?
Exactly, right? And like, it's almost like, fuck you, like every turn. And it's just like, dude, no, you don't even have like safety or courtesy in your language at all.
Yeah.
You know,
I'm especially excited because next race, Verstappen will take 3 grid penalty.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and then Hamilton doesn't get any, so that's good.
yeah. And
I'm pretty sure Christian Horner is going to say something because he's always like that.
Yeah, of course.
And compared to Toto Wolff, compared to both of them, Toto Wolff's so quiet.
yeah, dude.
Yeah.
No,
I don't know, man. It's funny.
It is. It's like theater, you know? Like,
yeah.
But this is also what I'm saying, dude. Like, look, right? Here you have now 2 races for Verstappen have been impacted by this one decision he made, right?
Yeah.
One, he lost out at Monza, right?
Yeah.
Complete DNF and damage to his car, right?
Yeah.
And then now he has a penalty for the very next race because of one decision.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Like you can see when Hamilton get out the pit stop, you can see they both want to get in front of each other, but Verstappen is more aggressive. He just want to cut off the line of Hamilton. You can see it. Yeah.
yeah.
But and Hamilton obviously Hamilton doesn't want to back down. That's ultimately they collide.